Hello, what I'm going to try to do is give you a very quick, most realistic view of the October sky that I can. I'm on a small laptop that I have at home. Maybe the audio is not quite as good as normal, but this is this program called Stellarium that I've shown you a couple times in class. And remember, when I give you this quiz, I would like you to actually find the Big Dipper, and you can find the Big Dipper here in the northern sky. The Dipper part's right there. This is actually more of a bear-like look because this is Ursa Major. Here's Ursa Minor and Polaris using these two stars right here. These two stars right here, the pointer stars, go off in that direction. You can find Polaris pretty easily. Then when you have the North Star in the northern hemisphere, celestial hemisphere, just look close to it and you should be able to find the house, which is Cepheus. And I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Do you see the house right there, which is Cepheus? A lot more stars on this diagram. Here's the W for Cassiopeia. And I'm going to go ahead and turn those guys back on so you can see these. And I'll try to turn them off so you get a better chance. But that is Cepheus. Here's Cassiopeia. 2 points for finding and 2 points for naming. 2 points for finding, 2 points for naming. And if you go over here, this is the cornucopia, and I draw it a little differently. I don't want that. If you draw it down over to here and then over to here, and a lot of times that little L shape goes on there, this is Perseus, the cornucopia. Sitting next to Perseus, you can see Triangulum. Let me go ahead and turn these off. So we actually have Perseus right here. Then well, we have Aries right there, and I lost Triangulum. Andromeda's right here. We start Pegasus. It should be, I'm going to turn it back on. Yeah, right there, Triangulum. And then we have Aries located right here. Here is Pisces, the big square of Pegasus, easy carrying handle. Then we have Andromeda going off in this direction. There's the Andromeda Galaxy, 2.4 million light years away. Should be about this size, 3 or 4 times the size of the full moon. Okay, Pisces located right there. Here is Cetus the whale, or I see as the dentist chair. We have Aquarius. They draw a little differently. I actually connect these stars and then go off in this direction for the big kite with the small tail as opposed to the little kite with the big tail. This is Capricornus. I draw it more like a triangle. I don't draw these little squiggly things that are in there. We have Delphinius the dolphin. We have Altair. They actually draw a little more bird looking, but it's actually supposed to be going off this direction because Cygnus the swan is located right here. Here is Lyra and the summer triangle made of Deneb, Altair, this is Aquila the eagle, and Vega over here in Lyra. And is that everything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That is everybody. So those are the 15 constellations in the October sky. I do want to show you the moon, and if I can show you, there's the moon. Here is Andromeda, so about this big in the night sky. We're just seeing the central core. And then if you look in this direction, you can actually see Mars. And if I back up time a little bit, in Sagittarius the teapot, and here's Saturn right by Ophiuchus, which is that 13th constellation, the Serpent Carriers. And the Serpent is actually on 2 sides, this side and this side, and it's actually maybe kind of cool to watch that. Here's the Serpent Carrier with one side of the snake versus the other side of the snake. But if I back up time just a tad more, and still see Saturn, and I'm going the wrong way, back it up. Saturn is getting really close to Antares, which is in Scorpius, my constellation. So now that Ophiuchus has been in there, my constellation actually has been downgraded, if you believe it, which nobody believes, to 4 days, and I'm actually part of Libra. But if I go back and turn these constellations on, you can see the sea goat, you can see the water carrier, you can see the eagle, you can see the flying horse, and maybe I'd go up in time because putting some of these guys too low. There is the mean whale, which they're actually drawing the whale going that direction. Here's the ram, there's the triangulum, here's Pisces, there's Pegasus, Aquarius, Virgo, there's Cassiopeia, Cepheus, and there's Perseus with the head of Medusa, actually 2 eyes. And then the little dipper, the little bear, the big bear, there's Draco the dragon, which we'll find later on. I have no idea what that guy is. And it's still not telling us. And I think those are all the constellations we need to find. Okay, so that's October stars and constellations with a program called Stellarium. And it's not closing, but we'll see you later. Bye.